What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Geeks Around. I'm your executive producer, Deanna Jackson. We are back to where it all started. Our Walking Dead discussions are on and popping. We're starting off season 5. This is going to be a lot of fun because I really like the premiere episode here. Joining me, of course, as always, associate producer and lead host, Matt Moore. What's up?
Hello, how you doing, guys? I really thought the episode was boring. Nothing really happened in it. I don't know how I got my way through this episode. It was just so slow. But we'll find our way through it somehow.
Yeah. Also joining us, associate host Todd Grundle. What's going on, man?
Oh, I was full of witty things to say right now. I forgot every single one of them.
I do that.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Community manager Knuckles Goldberg, what's up, man?
I'm pretty sure I just watched an episode of Downton Abbey, not Walking Dead.
Oh boy, this is going to be a very interesting discussion indeed. And last and, well, least, the man in the shadows that can't figure out, how lights work. Isaiah Mullins.
Exactly.
What's up, Isaiah?
Our very own Bob
everybody.
Stuckey.
Right. I blame Bob Stuckey.
Actually, it's like, because you don't even have a lower third up, I'm just going to refer to you as Bob Stuckey for the rest of the show.
Exactly. You see what I mean?
That's going to be your name. Your name's Bob for the rest of the show.
But anyways, I love this episode. So it was like a new meaning for Carol and Rambo mixed together. It's like Carbo.
Yeah,
Carbo.
for real. I don't know what Carol's last name is, but it seriously needs to be Rambo after the shit she pulled off in this episode.
Amazing, but also kind of silly too, but still amazing.
I was like, well, what was silly to you about it?
Well, I know she got the skills, but she took on a boatload of walkers and people. It's like, damn.
Well, she didn't take on any walkers. That's the thing. She used walkers.
When I mean take on walkers, I mean like she just pretty much became very smart and just blended in with them. And whoever got closer, she would have taken care of it. It's like, damn. Can we just have a show about her? Like, it's called This a Day. Like.
I bought everything she did, but I did think the fireworks was silly. I thought that was a little silly shooting off that.
Okay, yeah, that I'll agree with. It's like,
I was almost in tears. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be the geek here. Like, literally, first off, my girlfriend cried through almost all of that whole thing and then everything that happened. And when Carol was walking in there, because I just got done watching season 1 and 2, so I see her as the battered woman, most recently for the last 2 days. And now there she is, shooting bottle rockets, blowing up fucking tanks.
I know. Killing children, too. Like, damn.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay.
I was watching I was asking myself, why is she putting a firework into the barrel of a gun? She can't shoot a firework at something. And it did not occur to me that she's not actually going to do the shooting the firework.
Oh, and also how the firework landed in the propane propane tank is like, really? Was that any good aim? It's like, no way, stop. That's just too silly.
Well, even with good aims, like, I mean, have you ever tried aiming a fucking firecracker? I mean,
well, the thing she had, and I agree, and I thought that as well. But the thing she had in her favor was the fact that she did not have to get close. She did not have to hit it exactly. She had to be somewhat in the vicinity, because the second anything fire touched, anything propane, the rest of it was going to go.
Yeah, but
so like, I mean, if she had sat there long enough, it would have gone off even from fucking there. If she wanted.
But one thing I was wondering why she didn't bring like a couple of firecrackers, like just bring 4 or 5, just be safe.
Well, we're gonna see.
Like,
we're gonna see.
Go ahead, Knuckles. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say on next week's episode we're gonna see flashbacks where she's on the island training to shoot something really good.
I wouldn't mind a flashback to show me where in the fuck she found firecrackers personally, but.
Exactly. Well, we know where she got it from.
There were fireworks in the cabin.
Yeah, that one loser.
Remember, they were going to shoot the fireworks into the air to scare off the walkers?
Oh, yeah, right.
Not really scare, but they tracked the walkers to her somewhere else.
That's the thing. It's been so long since I last saw The Walking Dead. It's like, yeah, you're right, I did forget about that.
Yeah, right at the beginning of the episode, they had the guy that had the fireworks there.
Mm-hmm. Also, this episode felt really fast. It didn't really feel it was going fast. It was like I was enjoying so much time of the show. It was like, wow, it's already over? What happened?
Oh yeah, a lot happened. It's like, I mean, just because in this show, it's like, I mean, it was just pretty much nonstop action. It's like we had in the beginning a little bit of earlier on with Gareth and his brother Alex.
Sheriff,
you know, and the rest of the, you know, the original Terminus crew that apparently were attacked by another band at some point, and
Oh, please, when we get to that, please let me get first crack at something. I got something to say about that.
all right, fair enough. It's like before we get into that, it's like we actually, it's like we had some pretty badass things happening on the show. We did a poll on geeksoftheround.com earlier today and asked you all who was the biggest badass, and it's like, and the results were interesting. It's like we had 5 choices. Okay, coming in last with 7% of the vote, my man Tyrese. Who was like, I got to admit, it's like, I mean, he whooped it on, but I guess he didn't whoop it on to, you know, in the eyes of you all enough.
He's a pussy kicker.
Coming in 4th place, we have Michonne. Now, that was actually a shock for a while. Michonne and Daryl were tied, but there's been a tiebreaker very recently. Some other things have happened to the vote. This is interesting. Rick comes in at 14% of the vote.
Wow.
Moving on up, Daryl comes up at 23% of the vote for the most badass on this episode. And come on, is there any doubt in anyone's mind who walked away with 44% of the vote?
Carol.
It's Carol with all that blood and Walker blood, like.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised she didn't get more of the vote.
Right.
I'm surprised too. It's like I'm thinking a lot of people voted didn't see this episode.
Right. It's like.
It's like I think people were judging it based on you know, overall badassery. It's like, because in this episode, it's like, I'm sorry, I was kind of expecting 100% of the vote to go to Carol.
Yeah.
There was nobody in this episode that was the badass that Carol was. Not one.
Oh my gosh, it was so awesome.
I mean, it's like one of my favorite scenes in this entire episode was the part where she has her confrontation with Mary Denise Crosby's character.
Yes.
and she shoots her in the leg, and then, you know, on her way out, leaving her there. Oh, there's some walkers coming in the door. Okay, well, I'm just gonna stand back. Come on in. All right, I gotta go now.
Like, peace.
and just left her to her fate. I was like, that to me was seriously one of the most badass things that Carol's ever done.
Oh, and also
in the history of this entire show.
Yeah, Carol also reminds me of Andrea in the comic books. Like, she's good at with a sniper rifle. She's just all out badass, unlike the other Andrea in the show, who we never talk about ever again.
Except when you keep talking about her over and over again. She's been dead for like an entire fucking season, and we're still talking about Andrea.
It's been,
and by
not been like 2 seasons.
I got something to say on Andrea. There's rumors going around that Andrea was in this episode. Did anybody catch that?
She was not in this episode.
It's not. It is similar clothing. There is a handcuff. The girl does look like Andrea. If they intended it to be her, that's a mistake on their part because they got the clothes all wrong, and Andrea wasn't wearing shoes either.
Yeah, I saw the bit that the rumor mill was talking about. That did not look like Andrea in the slightest to me. I don't. People see what they want to see.
Right.
And even if Andrea was turned into a walker, how can that be? Because if we remember in the final scene with Andrea, she shot herself in the head after being bit.
No, that was Michonne.
That walker was blasted through, like, from the mouth and the eye. So it does make sense. People could think that, but once you look and you see it's not.
And also, Michonne killed Andrea before she actually get the turn. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, so that wasn't a thing. It's like, I'm not even sure exactly how anyone saw that. We do have a question from one of our viewers right now. Let me go ahead and shoot to you guys right now. And Tony asks, you guys remember in the beginning, it's like when they were all, you know, brought up to the trough and whatnot? He's asking, where are these people who were screwed? Where did they come from?
I was just going to say that. Actually,
Yeah.
that's the other Easter egg. They claim that the blonde, we're talking about the blonde guy at the bath, right? At the trough, whatever, right?
Well, the guys that died right before Glenn was
Right.
supposed to.
Yeah, the penguin from Gotham.
Yeah, Penguin.
He was in it.
Was it Penguin?
Yeah, that was Penguin.
Well, they say that he is the guy who, remember the couple that Rick and then met in that town, and he gave the dude the watch or whatever?
Yeah, Sam.
That's supposed to be that guy.
Yes, it is. Thank you for knowing that. Yes. That is the correct answer to the question. That is where
They
it comes from.
actually were talking about that on Talking Dead as well.
I swear to God, I was literally going to say that right now before you pulled up the question.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, and they're not the only familiar faces we've seen from earlier in The Walking Dead in this episode, but we'll get to that a little bit later. because there was one huge surprise. Like, I mean, if anyone out there was watching The Walking Dead and you did not watch it until after the end credits,
Right.
you missed something, my friend. And I'll admit, it's like I missed it too at first. It was like the first time I watched it, because they don't ever do that. So like normally it's like, you know, when after the credits, when the credits are rolling, it's like I don't want to see the previews for the next week's show. I don't like seeing it because they're too spoiler filled. So I don't watch them. So I just shut it off. And it wasn't until later when I heard about it, I went back to it to the you know, DVR.
They pulled a Marvel. That's what it is. They pulled a Marvel.
Now, Deanna, I don't think you have to worry about that this year, okay? Or last year or any year before that. Because every episode, like from here on out for the rest of the season, is just going to be fucking boring. So there's nothing to spoil.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is gonna be a slow season.
Yes. Yes.
It's like one thing I'm wondering is like, you guys think they'll ever actually dip more into the history of what exactly happened at Terminus, or do you think we're done with that?
I hope we're done.
Well, I would say this: when Terminus was first introduced at the end of last season, it kind of made me feel uneasy because of the whole cannibal thing, and that kind of weirded me out a little bit. And I was thinking, like, come on, get this thing over with, get it over with. But then after the premiere, when we actually saw a little bit of the backstory of the people at Terminus, I'm actually quite curious to find out how they became decent human beings trying to create a sanctuary for other people and then become complete psychotic killers. I'd like to be able to see that. I'd like to be able to see that transition through flashbacks.
I think they showed that last night towards the end.
Well, no, they showed us, like, I mean, how they stopped being able to trust people. It's like, I mean, it's a long way to go between nice people trying to build a civilization to we eat motherfuckers, okay? I mean, that just doesn't happen because somebody double-crossed you.
And also,
I'm just saying, it's like, I've been double-crossed by some people myself, and it's like, I've never, you know, I didn't want to eat any of them.
Right, and
Yeah,
also,
but you've never been stuck in the middle of zombie land with no food source.
that's a good point.
I've been stuck in the middle of the movie Zombieland with no food source.
But the only reason why they're going to bring in more backstory for Terminus and the Hunters is because in the comic books it was short, literally short, because they were covered in mystery, but when you know who they are, it's like, oh, who cares? Literally, who cares? So it might be really interesting to give us more backstory of Terminus and the Hunters, unlike the comic book did.
And that's actually where I was going to go. Is I was actually going to go with that. I think we're going to see more of the backstory of Terminus because of the fact that this is, at least in the comics, approximately where the Hunters get involved in the story.
Right.
Well, this is the shortest version of the Hunters, but I really think this is what I wanted to mention before when I said when we get to this point, that not only did they give us a real peek into what happened at Terminus, it's going to be a huge part of the story because in the end of that episode, Isaiah, did you recognize who that was? I'm positive of who that guy was.
Same here, but you know, there wasn't.
All right, the person that y'all are thinking that is not who that was.
What are you talking about?
Okay, it's like what you're talking about, like the end where they did that last flashback, and then that dude came up to them, came up to the old crew while they were in there and backhanded that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not who you guys think it was.
I know. I looked at that too.
Do you remember, like, in the present when Glenn unlocked that first that
unknown guy,
to get that guy,
yeah,
and that guy came out?
Yeah,
that was him.
Also, they did
did a face tattoo.
Yeah,
those two were the same person.
Yeah, but
it's not the person you're thinking it is.
Yeah, they also said on Twitter too, and say that was not who that character was.
Kirkman himself said it wasn't him.
And also the guy, the makeup director also said it too, because he's really good at what he does, and which is true. So again, we all felt like, ooh, it was that character. But again, since he's good at making illusions out of other characters and zombies, so
they definitely were trying to make you think about Negan.
However, it's like a breadcrumb though. It's like a really much of a breadcrumb that is going to happen in the future. Like that didn't happen on accident. It happened for a purpose.
I thought the guy with the facial tattoos and the crazy looking guy, I thought he was the guy who in one of the last scenes, not the very last scene, but one of the last scenes, was pulling out the current termites from the train car.
Right.
It was pulling the woman out. I thought that was the same person.
Right.
No one. Okay.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I agree with I don't know. Antonio Cunningham in the audience says he thinks he knows who it is, but it's for later to show it. I think I know what he's talking about. I think I think I don't know. I think even though they're saying he's not, that actor is too perfect.
Yeah, it was way too perfect.
They described that when Mary was telling what's her name, Carol, the story. She was describing how the Saviors act.
Right. The Saviors. Go ahead.
Go on.
I was gonna say the Saviors was they're much worse than Woodbury. They're 10 times worse because the word Savior is like a false a word prophet in a way because their leader is just bona fide batshit crazy. I'm not gonna say who it is because it's a spoiler, but to give you a small gist of it, he makes the governor look like a saint if you think about it.
And that was a question posed in the Talking Dead. It really wasn't a question, but is compared to what we've seen at Terminus, is the governor basically a good guy at that point? I mean, the governor had this pristine, like Eden type of situation going on. He had Mayberry, and maybe he had some zombie heads in his aquarium, but he was basically just trying to accomplish a Mayberry-like setting. And at least he wasn't fucking eating people.
Well, that's gray hair. That's gray hairs there. Really gray hairs.
I mean, I know he got much worse and very killy later, but he didn't get that way until someone fucked with his shit.
True, but also he was still an evil person. Again, the arena they had and the Woodbury, that was not civilized. That was just barbaric. That was like Roman times. So it wasn't like a paradise. It was like a barbaric place itself.
Yeah, but it was only Roman times for people who were breaking the laws.
Right, but people actually did it for fun. If like Merle was there, he was having too much fun, but he's crazy anyways.
And I actually have to kind of disagree about the whole thing about the governor. He wasn't just a bad guy if someone was, fucking with his shit, because Rick and his crew weren't fucking with their shit at all, and he was already making plans to attack him just because they had something he didn't have.
Right. He got a little jealous, too.
He got started.
Yeah, he got jealous, like, man, I want a prison. That's not fair.
So it's like, I mean, granted, he wasn't as bad as these folks at Terminus where, he like you said, he wasn't eating motherfuckers, but...
Right.
He's on the scale.
But again, I want to compare the Terminus to the governor because to me, the Terminus people, I know we haven't seen much of them. I think they're just pushovers in my book. I mean, you think about Holy, like, yeah, your kind of guys are kind of pushovers because Rick actually fought those type of groups before. Not the governor, but other groups who were close to the governor's evilness. Those groups were not. They were just who cares,
It's kind of like saying, well, is Casey Anthony such a bad person after all the Chinese government did kill a lot more baby girls?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm saying yes on my face. But yeah, it's like the one thing also like I'm actually kind of happy about is that this whole Terminus thing now seems to be over.
I hope it is.
I think it's over in the current storyline, but I think we're probably going to see quite a bit of it in flashbacks and other people's stories.
I mean, that's fine, that's going to be cool, but again, because like, who cares? These characters are not as interesting as the governor, but I mean, do you guys actually want to see a backstory of the Hunters and Terminus itself? Like, again, there wasn't all that interest in the comic books.
I know. I don't want to see any more of it.
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to. Dead men tell no tales.
Oh, thank God.
Right.
Yeah, but Gareth is still alive.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
He's nobody now.
Nobody like according to who exactly though. No. I mean, because the thing where you always mess up, Isaiah, is that it's like I think actually watching not watching, but reading the graphic novels actually starts messing with your head a little bit because you think you know what's going to happen and you don't.
Right, but
And you think you do, and then you don't.
well, kind of.
I mean, like all that Bob Stuckey thing.
Hey, okay, now to be fair, I was kind of wrong. However, this season is gonna be like predictable because we know whoever read the comic books know what's going to happen. I can't tell you what is going to happen, but again, it's gonna be like this was a waste
Not
of
true
time.
at all, though. Not true at all. Not even a little.
You still think Bob Stuckey's bad?
Maybe so. I'm talking about some another plot line though. It's not about the hunters, but something else. I can't say it.
No.
I'm listening.
All right, so I mean, the thing is, like, I mean, not a lot of story-related things happened in this particular episode. It was mostly just this giant wars. Like, I mean, we did see some character progression. We saw Carol being welcomed back into the group, which I think is fair after she.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I think most of the story progression is going to happen next week because we've got a lot of stuff that's coming up. For example, like Carol just being accepted back into the group. That's a little strange considering how long she's been gone. You have Rick, who last time Rick saw Tara, Tara was standing right next to the governor.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a little interesting. They're going to end up having to work that out.
I think they already worked that out in the cart, and I think we missed that.
Yeah, I think they did too. It's like they're friends of their friends. Yeah, they're friends of ours. Like, okay, your friends of they're your friends are friends of ours. That's what Daryl said. Like, okay, like because they got bigger threats to deal with. Because they're almost like we got to deal with this crap. Let's deal with the main issue here. So I don't really think Tara's going to be a big issue because she wasn't really the one who's really aggressive as a aggressive governor's group. And Carol coming back into the group was more like a welcome home situation because no fact she was exiled from the group when she came back to actually save them and save Judith as well next to Tyrese who pretty much didn't do nothing. It was like that was like a bigger like a I'm sorry gift. Like I'm sorry I became a dick. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. He did nothing. He spiked that zombie like.
Yeah, I was gonna say another one of his tricks. This is the second time he's jumped into a huge crowd of fucking zombies and walked out without a scratch.
He hulked out.
Yeah, basically. And that's just it. Is the guy in that cabin? The guy in the cabin was confused. He's all like, "Wait a second. How come there's no more zombie noises outside?
Why so
That
quiet?"
shouldn't be right." And all right, let's see what's going on.
But you know what? They still, to me, haven't given him the big moments. Like these are all little moments. I feel little moments of that big prison scene that happens in the comics that makes him so iconic.
Right.
We've been getting little like miniatures of them. I think there still has to be something really huge for him because, like he just said to Carol, I could do it now. You know what I mean? I did it. I can do it. So now that's the first baby, and we're gonna see a whole lot of major badass from Tyrese. That's my hope. And if they do anything else, I'm gonna feel it's a major disservice to the character.
I know,
See,
but
I don't think he actually did do it though. Like as he was punching that guy, he said, at least this is what I heard. I'm not gonna fucking kill you.
I'm gonna pound your face to death.
right, but I mean, I'm getting tired of how Tyrese holding back most times. Like, dude, stop being a puss cake. Just do something. Even Carol was saying the same thing. Like, dude, stop being a puss cake. Grow a pair of balls, become a black guy. That's all you need to do. Become a black guy.
Oh, wait,
no.
I don't want Matt to forget. What were you just saying though? Why don't you think he did it?
Well, because he stopped Carol from going back in to do it, and they never showed him. No one went back inside that cabin.
Oh, did that happen? I was so fucking. I was having anxiety. I'm not joking. Charles.
No body, no crime.
And I think, Charles, I made fun of you a few times when you said you had anxiety over watching Walking Dead, and I made a few stupid jokes, but I wanted to throw up. I felt like anxiety.
Well, I mean, I do get anxiety from watching Walking Dead from time to time, but I gotta say, during this episode, the only anxiety that I felt was during the first scene where everybody was getting knocked out and having their throat slit. That was the only scene in the entire episode where I was having a panic attack. That was the only part.
That was an amazing scene.
That was.
I just gotta say.
Oh,
No, I'm not.
Charles. I'm sorry, I want to say this before I forget it.
Okay.
Does anyone else think that Bob Stuckey and Glenn should have been in switch positions? That we would have been guessing, like, well, he might or might not die? Because there's no way they were going to kill Glenn.
Yeah, they should have switched position.
But they might have killed Bob Stuckey.
Yeah.
I had not thought that. But yes, it does make sense. Because as far as I'm concerned, Bob Stuckey could die at any time.
Yeah, there are too many black people on the TV shows, right? They got like.
That's something funny for the show that only lets one black person on at a time. We are about to enter uncharted territory.
3.
We're looking at 4 now.
4.
I think I counted 4 new characters that are going to be black guys now.
Well, there's Bob Stuckey, Tyrese,
His sister.
Michonne.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tyrese's sister.
And then of course the Mr. Jones at the end.
Yeah, Mr. Jones, which is 6. Like, damn, they got 6 black people.
I was going to say.
Okay. Apparently, Isaiah does not know how to count.
Hey now, you can't trust those.
That's
You
fine.
can't trust, hey, you can't trust the new black people. You can't trust them like. Can't trust them.
Apparently, we can't trust you with numbers. Because that's fine.
Exactly. See, you understand the Isaiah logic now. See, you don't trust me. You don't trust those new black people. You don't can't trust them. Can't trust them.
Did anyone else have a problem with the special effects in this episode? I thought in a bunch of scenes it was really cheap. For instance, there was one zombie who looked like a Halloween mask. There was another who was eating a face. Bald guy's face.
Yeah,
I love that shit.
I noticed that too. I noticed that. I was like, really? That's a pretty piss poor practical effect.
What about the zombie that was on fire that was eating someone else?
That was terrible. No, what that explosion? That child actually said the explosion was kind of silly, which it was. Like, really?
Blacklist, that explosion.
That was so funny.
All right, that explosion is not as bad as Blacklist explosions.
Okay,
but
touche.
it wasn't the best it could be on Walking Dead.
Right.
Just so you know, that explosion was not CGI. That explosion was actually real.
Right.
So you know,
They were talking about it in The Talking Dead. So you can laugh all you want at how not real it looked, except it was.
It was cartoonish with how it blew up and all bodies and everything.
That's
wow.
that's how. Do you not even understand what is physics?
Do you?
Apparently more than you do.
It's hard to tell.
I mean, Carol didn't even flick a cigarette in slow motion at the damn thing.
Right. It's in slow motion. Like.
Oh, good God. All right, so here, let's go ahead and kick into wild speculation.
My wild speculation I've actually already done, and that is that they're going to start walking wherever, and then they're going to realize that they're going to start walking towards Washington, D.C. That's not the wild speculation.
Nope.
But somewhere in there, they're going to end up meeting the Hunters. And that's when we're going to get our Terminus background. So it's not all that wild.
I have a wild speculation that I'd like to throw in.
Go.
For it.
You better say it now before you forget it.
Yes.
But no, I think my wild speculation is going to be involving Beth. I don't know if the group is going to find Beth during the first half of the season. It is highly unlikely. But I do think that they're going to show what Beth is going through in the first half. And I think that that whoever took her, I don't think he's involved with Terminus. I don't think he's involved with any group. I just think he's some random guy that came across her, and he's trying to go through a protector type thing, sort of like a stalker-ish kind of thing, where he's trying to protect her, but in reality, he is holding her against her will. And probably has her chained to something, and he only gives her like 2 meals a day, that kind of stuff. And
Oh no, 2 meals a day in the zombie apocalypse is twice as many as everyone else.
I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there, but I think that in whoever this guy is, in his mind, he's supposed to be with her, and he's like a stalker type thing.
So you think it's just like a big, dumb, retarded mongoloid who's
Or some black guy.
obsessed with her?
Samuel Jackson.
Always making it about racism, aren't you, Isaiah?
With every single word Charles just said, I disagree. I think you're completely wrong. And even about when that's going to happen, I think next episode we'll see her, or at least find out, at least led down the path for her next episode.
I think they're going to spend half a season looking for her, bringing the show to a grinding halt.
No.
What I'm hoping they do is they don't mention her at all, and then like stumble across her in some other scheme that they have going on, and it's like a surprise when we see her.
That'd be better. That'd be so much better.
Well, it's like at least have a mystery that people care about. It's like, I mean, if they do the whole thing like they did with Sophia, I'm just gonna be pissed.
Yeah. Okay. I got a good one. I give you the fake one. I give you the good one. All right. The fake one is Eugene is full of shit. There you go. That's the fake one.
That's not speculation.
He's full of shit.
He is full of shit. That's not speculation.
I can't tell you why. But
I thought he was gonna say Eugene is actually Bob Stuckey in a disguise.
Hey. Matter of fact, he can be, because you can't trust him. He's full of shit. He has that mullet. Like, really saying all this scientific stuff, which is pretty much bullshit. Anyways, the real.
Did you say he couldn't be scientific because he has a mullet?
Exactly.
Dude, a guy with a spiked-colored mohawk helped to land an SUV on fucking Mars.
See what I mean? You gotta be like that. You have the color, man. Not the whole brackish or darkish. No.
What?
Color. See what I mean?
Oh no! There goes that Isaiah logic again.
Gary Busey.
Anyways, on to the real speculations. I think we might see breadcrumbs at the end of the season of the Saviors and Alexander when it becomes it's wintertime. So I kind of see the group actually stumbling across Alexander, and then we'll get the whole new arc of the Saviors and that one character who I can't say. Anyone else?
And that was it.
Yeah, that was it. Geez, you guys don't catch up.
Sorry, we were waiting for speculation.
Yeah.
That was my speculation. Like, really?
I'm just curious. I'm just curious why Charles is saying that Eugene is full of shit. Is there something I missed?
I can't tell you. I can't.
What I will say in regard to that, why I think Eugene is full of shit is because the whole idea of a cure just would not work with this show. The show would not benefit from a
Charles,
cure. I guarantee
it. Charles, okay.
Whoa! I was asking Charles a question, and he was answering it.
The whole thing might spoil it, but Charles, don't say the whole thing.
My thought is that in the first season or whenever it was, they already went for the cure. They've already done it, so I don't see why they wouldn't try and fail again. Like, they've already been there. We've already tried this. So to say that it wouldn't work in the show is contrary to what has already worked in the show.
Well, no. The way I tried to explain it last season when they brought up the whole thing of the cure is that the TV show Walking Dead is about how the people would learn to survive in a world with zombies. I mean, bringing in a cure and the chance to be able to, like a light at the end of the tunnel, for me, would not work for this show, because one of the things that this show succeeds at is developing that sense of hopelessness and dread. And giving a sense of hope, in my honest opinion, would not really work for the story.
But here's the thing, Charles. Just because they're going for a cure does not mean that they're actually going to find one.
But I mean, even in that regard, like I was saying that Eugene was full of shit, is because I don't know his reasons, but just the way that he explained everything, like saying, "Oh, it's classified," and I'm like, really? I mean, you really care about, like, need to know information in this time? And then also his explanation of what was going on near the end of the episode last night. I'm like, really? Fire with fire? Really? It just something just doesn't feel right. I mean, I don't think that he's going to go completely evil. I highly doubt that, but I just think that he's just saying something for the hell of it. I'm going to wait and see how it turns out. But if it turns out that it's not going to lead to a cure at all, I will not be surprised at all.
Well, of course it won't actually lead to a cure. That's not, like you said, it's like that's not the show's
well,
about.
What I mean is the whole thing is that the whole thing was a lie, that the whole existence of the cure was a lie. Yeah, I would see it coming.
Isaiah needs to take his ADD medicine.
More like epilepsy medicine.
Nah, I just gotta keep my mouth shut on that one part. Hey, I ain't gonna say nothing, man. No.
All right. Yes, and apparently he's also going to remind us over and over again that he's not going to say nothing. Yep, not going to say nothing. Hey, look, not going to say nothing.
See, you understand it now. You understand it.
Here, I'll make sure you won't say nothing. See, there we go. I won't say nothing. I don't got to worry about that anymore.
I go next because my speculation is exact opposite of Charles.
Okay.
I think that in this television program, The Walking Dead, that Dr. Eugene Porter does. His cure is not scientific. It's pretty much stupid. It's just like a way to burn all the zombies. I don't know how. But I think it might be real. I think he might not be full of shit. And I think that there will be some sort of attempt made. That's the first part of my speculation. The second part, I'm still going to think that that person I think that person was, who you guys promised me was not, I'm going to say that it still was, but that's all we're ever going to see of him. Because in the books, he's too much like a rehash of the governor, and I think the show might want to skip that, and because there's so much more rich material. Even though he's the catalyst for a major event, they can create a new catalyst for that major event just fine without retreading. So I still think we might find out later on that was that guy, and he's gone. He's not going to be a part. That's it.
Yeah, it's entirely possible that Robert Kirkman was lying. You never know.
He lies a
Never
lot.
Isaiah.
A whole lot. He's known for lying.
Hey, you about to say my favorite word, man. You about to say it.
It's a phrase, not a word.
Hey,
Oh, yeah. He runs like a girl.
you can make yourself for that.
Why did you unmute him?
It was a mistake. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I'm in a good mood. Go figure.
I know, right? Weird. Too much Isaiah logic.
It's more like a bear or like a human in a bear trap.
Exactly. Even better.
What?
Isaiah,
Okay.
he lays traps for you.
The more we talk, the more likely this Kickstarter is going to happen.
And on this very confusing note, it's like I have no idea what's going on at this point. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up for this week's Walking Dead discussion. Be sure to like this video and don't forget to subscribe to youtube.com/geeksaround so you never miss this or any other of our 7 weekly discussion shows that we do. If you have anything for us, feel free to email us, geeksaround@gmail.com. And hey, don't forget to join the Geeks Around community. You will find the link for that down and leave that like button in the description for this video. My name is Deanna Jackson. We will see you back here next time.